violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, I can still get shot by the police, but I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, YouTube? It's a Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, and subscribe. Let's get into the video.
Thanks so much for being here at noon. We start with this precious face, 3-year-old Devin Page. He was tragically killed late last night while he was sleeping in his bed. Police tell us a shooting broke out along Fairfields Avenue, not far from North Foster Drive at some.
So we've got another young man, toddler, taken out by a stray bullet in Baton Rouge. We all know this happens way too often. Okay. There aren't going to be any protests. There aren't going to be any marches. Right? They're going to have the balloon release, the candlelight visual, the memorial, all that stuff, the funeral, and then we're not going to hear about it again. But I will say this story picked up a little bit more than usual. But by the time that I'm recording this, it's a non-story. Like it's pretty much done. And it's unfortunate, you know, because it just seems like these super gremlins are winning.
Point, one of those bullets hit the toddler. He died there at the scene. Baton Rouge police continue to investigate this one. If you know anything about what happened, pick up the phone right now and call Crime Stoppers at 344-STOP. The family is also accepting donations at this time. If you'd like to help, we have a link waiting for you right now in this story on the 9 News app. Hey guys, here is the list we got from the EBR Coroner's Office as our community deals with yet another young life taken too soon and police search for that young boy's killer. The DA calls what we found alarming but not surprising. The 100 Black men and BRPD taking action, canvassing the same neighborhood where 3-year-old Devin Page Jr. lost his life.
Wow. I mean, what a beautiful young boy taken out too soon. I'm telling you guys, these super gremlins, they don't care. They're shooting recklessly into homes. It doesn't matter to them. And they done brought out the 100 black men. These super gremlins ain't scared of them 100 black men either. If the 100 black men ain't picking up arms and going to collect these super gremlins, they ain't scared of them. Okay? To me, I don't like the response of the community. This is the 51st, if I'm not mistaken, the 51st young kid killed in East Baton Rouge, according to the coroner's office. We got 100 black men out here. Where's Black Lives Matter?
Gunned down in his sleep.
Our heart goes out to the family of that 3-year-old. Our heart goes out to this community because we can do better.
Someone drove up to this house in the middle of the night and opened fire. One bullet flew through the house next door, hitting the 3-year-old in the head.
Wow. It's just freaking awful, man. These super gremlins are demonic, I'm telling you.
Now these community leaders say enough is enough.
We all have to be involved, and we have to do something that's going to be impactful to help make a change and a difference.
Since the
programs, right? Programs on top of programs on top of programs. Midnight basketball, midnight football, midnight shooting dice. Programs are going to solve it.
The start of 2021, according to these numbers from the East Baton Rouge Coroner's Office, 51 young people, 21 years old and younger, have lost their lives to gunfire across the parish.
51 young people, 21 years and younger. And we all know the #1 cause of death between black men between the ages of 18 and 24 are these super gremlins on demon time.
It looks like we're just losing generations of young kids to
violence, gun violence.
Unfortunately, District Attorney Hiller Moore says it's to be expected.
What's your reaction to that?
Whoa, that's a crazy take right there. It's to be expected.
It's not unusual. It's somewhat expected because of what you see when you see young kids advertising their guns on social media.
He's spazzing. He's spazzing. He said, this is what you see when you have young, not young kids, young black kids. I don't want to get that messed up. Young kids online flashing their gun. No. These are not young kids. These are young black kids. Young super gremlins on demon time.
Then when they having beefs.
Moore was at the scene of that most recent shooting that claimed the life of this sweet angel, and he tells me the.
Oh my God, man, that little boy is so cute. God, this is horrible, man.
Grief never gets any easier to stomach.
Strengthen my daughter, Jesus. Yes.
It's a crippling level of pain he wishes those who continue to pull the trigger could witness.
When the young baby was
trying to pull the guilt card on these super gremlins is and has been proven to be very ineffective. Okay? It's ineffective at best. They don't care. They're smoking op packs. They believe catching bodies are like shooting free throws. Like it's a field goal percentage to them. It's a statistic to them. These super gremlins are on demon time.
Was brought out of the house, just seeing the emotions of the family, particularly the one younger brother. I just wish that every person that really thinks they want to carry a gun, want to be a badass, that want to shoot, that has a beef with someone, I wish they could have been there to see and hear that family's grief.
He says we have to do something to get control of the violence plaguing young people, but he fears by the time the community gets involved, it's too late. He believes stepping in even earlier than ever before is key.
We need to get help to these young kids way before they even get to school. It's got to be prenatal now, when we used to think it was get to them before the third grade. We're way past that.
While Moore says the number of young people who have lost their lives to gunfire in the last year is not surprising, he says nothing will change unless everyone gets mad enough to do something.
Reach out and touch him, God. Somebody touch him, God. They need your strength, God.
Everybody has to be angry, mad, upset, pissed every time it's something.
Oh, well, I mean, if you get angry at these super gremlins, that's racist. Him even speaking on black issues is racist to the community. As a matter of fact, him being a white glider male, he doesn't have a right to speak on the community from the logic of the community, because he's speaking from white privilege. I'm just telling you what they will tell him. This is not me. That's not how I think. But I'm just telling you what they gonna say.
Something like this happens.
Now, as we mentioned in that report, the 100 black men and police were already out in the community. But guys, you have to wonder, what will it take to change this? Certainly that's on a lot of minds tonight.
It absolutely is, and we just won't know when that wake-up call is, but dang it, we need it. We appreciate it, Scotty. Thank you.
You don't want the feeling of knowing that you'll never see your grandbaby or your son again. You don't want that feeling.
Take a close look at the sweet, smiling face on your screen. This 3-year-old boy is the latest victim of violence in Baton Rouge, an innocent soul lost in someone else's stupid fight. In the wake of his death, Mayor President Sharon Weston Broome released.
Whoa. Someone else's stupid fight? Is she calling out the community? Is she saying that is she saying these super gremlins are stupid? Better watch your words. I'm just saying the community is very sensitive, and that could be interpreted as racist. I'm trying to tell y'all.
Released a statement calling for a week of peace.
So as soon as we put the mayor's statement out there, plenty of you said this just simply isn't enough. Some saying enough of the lofty collaborations and government speak. Where is the action?
Programs.
Lester Dewitt took your concerns right to the mayor and has this update.
Whoever did it shot my son in the head. And I want justice for that.
When will enough be enough?
My soul is bleeding. My soul is bleeding. He did absolutely nothing. Nothing. Was just sleeping in the bed, and the bullets came through the window.
You've heard it said, bullets have no names. This time, the latest victim in Baton Rouge is 3-year-old Devin Page Jr.
Overall, he was a good 3-year-old and handsome.
Baton Rouge police tell us little Devin was hit by a stray bullet while sleeping in his bed where he's supposed to be safe and sound. About 17 hours after the blood was shed, the mayor addressed the Metro Council.
I believe that...
Wow. So the mayor, Baton Rouge, is a sister. Shocking.
There has to be a better outcome for young men and boys who are the same color that I am.
Uh-oh. She said something there. At least she said something there. I'm rocking with the statement. I really am. It's just that I don't think she is going to be willing to do what needs to be done. I can almost guarantee she's wokety woke. Soft on crime, bail reform, all that kind of stuff. No cash bail. Right?
Black men and boys. I believe that there is a better outcome beyond the grave or prison.
The mayor is calling for a week.
Beyond the grave or prison. So this is what I'm going to say. Everybody in the community, like brothers in the community who are doing the right thing, we getting up on out of the community, okay? Most of us, okay? And there are still people in the community who live in the community who are doing the right thing. That's not what I'm saying. But a lot of these dudes who are doing this, these super gremlins who are doing this, that's the only outcome for them. There is no alternative outcome. You can't change certain mentalities. You could probably scrape 1 or 2 out of 100. But the rest, a lot of dudes need to sit down, okay? They need to sit down for 10, 15 years. And maybe when they come out, they'll be like, damn, I just wasted all my life. Let me do something to take advantage of the rest of my life. Some of these dudes need to sit down. But we've got no snitch policy, street code, which this crime may not be solved because the street code. All right. And if you were to call for the solving of this crime, you would be considered a snitch, Uncle Tom Coon, sellout, and whatnot. All right. The only way that you can be good, like as far as like your opinion on this situation, is if, oh, you know, let's pay for the funeral, or, you know, let's donate to the GoFundMe. Like, it's played out.
Week of peace beginning on Good Friday, but some of you are wondering what comes after, so we pressed her for more.
And Mayor, you talked about that week of peace, but do you really think that the criminals are listening to that, or do you just hope that they are, or what?
We will take some demonstrative action to encourage the week of peace. We will have people all through the communities during that week to help elevate peace.
The mayor believes the Stop the Violence organizations like the ones showcased with her in front of the council are helping start the change.
I believe we will see a difference.
It just take time, huh?
It's regrettable that unfortunately things happen and it causes and prompts all of us to.
She walking on eggshells. Now I take it back, man. It sounds like she trying to walk around the situation, talk around the situation.
To look at this situation of violence and gun violence.
Yeah, she said the trigger word, gun violence. It's not gun violence. It's these super gremlins on demon time.
At another level. And what happened to this young 3-year-old in their bed was a tragedy. And it certainly should prompt everyone to want peace.
And if that doesn't push the community towards change, maybe these words from the young boy's grandmother will.
Until the gun is shot at your house.
Yep.
You know, until the bullets come through your window. You know, until they come through your window, you don't get involved. You have nothing to say.
Yep.
But you don't want this feeling that we have right now. You don't want the feeling of knowing that you'll never see your grandbaby or your son again. You don't want that feeling.
In Baton Rouge, I'm Lester Duay.
We've been talking about it all evening. That grandmother there just speaks what so many are feeling out there and thinking just an amazing amount of courage for her to say all of that. So the organization 100 Black Men is close to where this happened, where the 3-year-old was shot. They tell us tomorrow at 2:30, they are going to be walking in the Fairfields neighborhood right there where it happened. They'll be there along with Baton Rouge Police.
And they're inviting you to come. You can meet them at their building at 250 North Foster Drive. Again, that's happening tomorrow at 2:30.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Medgar Evers, and it's a very tranquil scene compared to just a couple hours ago where a drive-by shooting just took place. Excuse me. I'm getting live updates as we speak. I've just been updated to the amount of casualties from this drive-by shooting, and I'm getting reports that 2 people were actually declared deceased and 27 others were shot and injured but are in stable condition. And although we must pray for the families of the fallen, we must also praise God for the aim of the super gremlin. If you want to know more about the victims of this crime, make sure you add BGZM News 17 on Patreon at www.patreon.com/blackgenzmindset. Also, don't forget to like the video, share the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and comment on the video to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this gun violence in the streets. For more hard-hitting news coverage from the community, by the community, I'm Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
And cut.
All right, dog. Let's get the out of here before these niggas come back.
Whoa. Yo!
Whoa.
Ain't that nigga J?
Nah, that ain't me. That ain't me.
He just went live
that
with
ain't
that
me.
funky ass suit
that's
on.
that nigga. That's not me.
Hey, get that nigga.
Jaquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia. Pray for me.
Hi everyone, Kelly Sanchez here. The family of Devin Page Jr. has received an outpouring of support from the community, including from basketball great Shaquille O'Neal. But they say they're still a long way from healing and are going to continue to fight for justice for their 3-year-old.
He was sleeping. And then here comes this bullet and shoots him in his head while he's sleeping.
A family still in disbelief. Their sweet baby boy, Devin Page Jr., lovingly nicknamed Juju, was killed by a stray bullet during a drive-by shooting.
He was so smart, he was so intelligent, you know, he was handsome. He was so beautiful, with a beautiful soul.
The family received an outpouring of support, including kindness from basketball great Shaquille O'Neal.
Me and a pastor friend gonna take care of everything.
But the real...
So, Shaquille O'Neal, you know, shout out to him. Shout out to him, man. I really rock with Shaq, okay? I do, me personally, okay? I just rock with what he represents. I've been to some of the events that he's thrown, the Shaq Funhouse and all that stuff. I really rock with Shaquille O'Neal. He does what he can when he hears these situations. You hear him paying for a lot of these funerals, man. But even he can't get to them all. If he paid for every young black kid funeral who got shot by a stray bullet, he'll be bankrupt. Okay. You don't see LeBron doing this. Okay. He still thinks that you can get killed for jogging as a brother in these streets. Okay. So, you know, shout out to Shaquille O'Neal for paying for the funeral expenses and whatnot. But man, there's got to be a lot more done, and it can't just be Shaq. It can't just be Shaq alone, bro.
Real healing will take time, long after the funeral.
Every one of y'all that was saying that y'all gonna be here for me, you know, stand in the need with me and my family and everything. I hope all of y'all stand on that, because I'm gonna need all the help and more support, even more, once his funeral is over. And I'm gonna fight for my son. I'm gonna fight for him.
Ty and Kathy Tolliver say they won't stop fighting for justice for Juju.
If you did this to my grandbaby, you're looking at her right now, and you're looking at us. You're looking us in the face, and you were the one that did this. How in the world can you live with yourself?
I can answer that, Grandma. I can, you know, I say it all the time. It's pretty simple. These super gremlins are on demon time.
Not only because of my grandson, but other people's children, you see, who's been killed, who's been murdered, and you think you've gotten away with it.
Baton Rouge Police Chief Murphy Paul calling out not only those involved in the shooting, but those with information that could lead to their arrest.
It's to those individuals who are around him, or her, or them, the family.
It's not a her, bro. I can tell you that right now.
The members, the friends, your associates, the girl.
Or are they them? Or a non-binary. It's a super gremlin on demon time.
Girlfriend. Somebody in the inner circle of those individuals who drove down the street and shot a baby who was asleep in his bed. Yes, somebody out there knows. What's right about you saying nothing?
Devin's mother is asking people to take action because you never know when it will come to your house.
I never thought I would ever have to go through something like this. You know, I always thought my kids would be the ones to bury me, not me burying my kids. You know, and I'm so angry.
Man, look, if you're in the community, if you live around other son folk, it's only a matter of time. Unfortunately, that's just the state of the community right now. It's only a matter of time.
I'm angry.
And his mother asking people to spread love, not violence.
The approach that I'm going to take is one of let's follow love.
There will be a memorial balloon release for Devin Page Jr. this Saturday
balloon release
at 3 p.m. We have those details right now on the 9 News app. Hi everyone, Kelly Sanchez here. A Baton Rouge family is calling for justice after their sweet 3-year-old son, Devin Page Jr., was shot after a stray bullet flew through his window while he was asleep.
You gotta smile like that. Turn around.
Devin Page Jr. just started preschool, loved playing with his siblings, and loved his family.
He was a very smart, intelligent 3-year-old. He was always happy. You know, he loved to dance. He loves school. He loves the color green. He loves trucks. He loves everything.
Last night, gunshots flew through his window, killing him in his sleep.
And until it happens to you, until the gun is shot at your house.
Yep.
You know, until the bullets come through your window. You know, until they come through your window, you don't get involved. You have nothing to say.
Yep.
But you don't want this feeling that we have right now. You don't want the feeling of knowing that you'll never see your grandbaby or your son again. You don't want that feeling.
The family says they tried to leave their house after hearing gunshots nearby several nights in a row.
After the first couple of weeks, I was trying to move out because of the neighbors, because of the drama. It was always fighting. They was shooting at each other. It was guns.
So earlier she said she never thought it would have been her, but they were having ongoing gun battles, disputes in the neighborhood.
But Ty Tolliver was told she would have to pay thousands to move.
So I tried to stick it out. Now that I stick it out, this is the outcome of what happened, that my son got killed.
I'm gonna just keep it a buck. There's no way anybody at this point in 2022, you can't stay in the community. You can't. There's no way you can without knowing somebody close to you or a family member being killed by a super gremlin on demon time.
Neighbors say this street was not always like this.
When I hear the shootings, I roll over on the floor and get down on the floor, scared to death.
The people who live on this street want the violence to stop.
And I want something to be done. I want the killers firsthand. I want justice for my son.
That's the only.
Send him to South Carolina. Give him the firing squad. I'm all for it.
The only way we're going to find strength right now is by the grace of God and with family and friends. You've got to keep hope alive. And we are going to continue to fight for our grandson.
The family is having a memorial balloon release for Devin on Saturday at Sherwood Park at 3 p.m. We have all those details on the 9 News app.
Family, friends, and community advocates all came out to support the family of Devin Page Jr. today. They held a memorial balloon release where they shared memories of the 3-year-old, as well as a call to action to end gun violence in our community. Here's Kelly Sanchez.
God. Jesus Christ. It's damn balloon releases, man. I get it, but where are these balloons going to end up? Maybe in a bird's nest. Maybe in the ocean. Maybe on a farm. Maybe in the throat of an alligator or crocodile, whatever they got out there in Baton Rouge. Look, man, we got to do better.
3-year-old Devin Page Jr. will never be forgotten by those who knew and loved him.
You killed my grandson. You will not walk away free with this.
But they hope the community remembers him too.
Get involved. I've been yelling and yelling and yelling, saying, wake up, say something.
Tuesday night, a stray bullet flew through the toddler's window, killing him in his sleep.
It's been very hurtful, you know, to have my son been gone and taken away from me. But the most supporting family and friends that hasn't came out and supporting, just, you know, it's been thankful.
Today, his family received an outpouring of support from family, friends, and community advocates.
I hope this would be a lesson to a lot of people and people with the gun violence, you know, to just wake up and just drop the gun violence, you know, figure out another way.
Now their message is to make sure something like this doesn't happen again.
I believe it's time for us to get it right. It's time.
Whoa, did they change the brother's voice? Why he sound like that?
For everyone to wake up, because today it's this family. We don't know who it's going to be tomorrow, and we as a community need to do better. It's time for parents to be parents.
This ain't no community, bruh. This is a community on demon time,
and not their children's friend. It's time for community leaders to step up.
Folks say even though his life was taken too soon, the sweet little boy has touched a lot of hearts.
This situation and several other situations like this, it affects us all. You know, this little boy, he was sleeping in his bed, sleeping, and unfortunately his life was taken at a moment, you know, on someone else's negligence. So I had to come out here and show this family some kind of love and some support to let them know they're not by themselves.
The family says long after the funeral, they will still need support and help as they continue to fight for justice. In Baton Rouge, Kelly Sanchez, WAFB 9 News.
Thank you, Kelly. Now, police have still not made an arrest in this case. If you have any information that can help them, anything at all, give Crime Stoppers a call at 344-STOP. You can remain anonymous. A 6-year-old Louisiana boy.
Well, in developing news, a memorial service was held today for 3-year-old Devin Page Jr., a life lost too soon. NBC Local 33's Jacqueline Kissick tells us about the message the family wants to share.
I am angry! I am furious!
April 12th, a night Ty Tolliver and Devin Page Sr. will never forget.
I want my son. I want justice for my son.
3-year-old Devin Page Jr. was sound asleep when a bullet from a drive-by shooting entered the home, hitting his head.
Can't wait till we find who did this so we can do what we have to do, because my son's death will not be in vain.
Family and friends gathered for Devin's memorial service at the Morning Star Baptist Church, not just to pay their condolences, but to also raise awareness about gun violence in the area.
You may not be mad because it's not your child, but we're here today to prevent it from being your child.
Yeah. It doesn't hit home until the bullet is in our house.
We're here today to keep the bullets from hitting your child.
Releasing green balloons, Devin's favorite color, to honor and celebrate his life.
And I said, you know, Devin passed away at 3 years old. He's not at the age of accountability, which means that heaven was always a promise for Devin. And so we know where he is. We don't have to guess about it.
Knowing that Devin...
She tough. That doesn't make you feel any better about the situation. I'm just being honest. It's sad that as a community, as black people, we try and rationalize the death. We have to rationalize the death of a 3-year-old, an innocent 3-year-old boy. That's sad. It's disturbing that we're in our head trying to rationalize the death of a 3-year-old boy by saying, he's in God's house now. He's in heaven. I have a hard time with that.
Devin is at peace, gives the family strength to move forward and to advocate for families who have experienced the same tragedy of losing a child. Jacqueline Kissick, NBC Local 33 News. The family has plans to hold a prayer vigil to prepare for the funeral. We have information to donate towards the burial costs on our website. That's beourproud.com.
Gang violence and other kind of violence. So it is what it is.